Yo, what's going on everyone, and welcome to the rare Attila commentary. But this was a good series from the third group, and basically the context is basically if you win the group, you go straight to the next round, which is obviously good, and if you get second or third in the group, you only go to a qualifier game, which is like a single best of three, winner advances, losers out. So obviously good to advance in first place and not have to worry about that. And Alexander and I are vying for first place, the two of us. The winner will basically be in the next round. They'll win first place in the group. Loser will be playing for will be second place, so they'll play a qualifier game. So it's a pretty important series. Actually, I think technically maybe if I lost 2-1, I would have been okay. I would have maybe gotten first anyway, but let's not worry about that. And let's just say that both players are looking for the win, since I'm not really sure how the scoring works. Anyway, so he has Sassanids, I have Langobards. Let's watch the game. So yeah, he chose or whatever. Not really a big fan of this map. It's a pretty cringe map. And it's a pretty cringe map because of this fucking big ass hill. No one likes hills. And no one likes rocks. There are a lot of rocks. Anyway, look at my army. I got the Langobards. I got 4 archers, pretty standard. 3 Germanic spearmen. I have 1 Germanic levy here. There's just kind of mid-tier spears and 1 low-tier spear. 2 of these Godin's Chosen, they're really good in melee, and they're also high attack, high charge.
The enemy has been spotted!
Berserker type of unit. Then I have 4 Scaled Clubmen, which are more of a defensive article. They kind of go into shield wall and fuck shit up, I guess. General is this Godin's Warlord unit, that's pretty good. I have 3 Noble Germanic Horse and 2 shitty Germanic Lancers for Cav. So overall, I think, Sassanids, I played actually Alexander in the group stage, like the early group stage, and we drew 1-1. But my plan was to just go with more archers and try to force him to attack me, and then I can sit behind my shield wall, and usually that's a pretty good way to win. We can look at his army here. He has some Armenian spears. They're like pretty much the same as my Germanic spears, and then he has 1 Persian levy. It's like kind of similar to my Germanic levy, whatever. So yeah, similar spear line. He has some Armenian slingers. He has 3 Armenian slingers and 2 Persian hurlers. So he actually out archers me, which is not good for what I want to do. But the Persian Armenian slingers, they're gonna use up their ammo pretty quickly. Then infantry-wise, he has his day element warriors and elite day element infantry. So he has like, three day element infantry and 2 day element warriors, something like that. Then he has cataphracts, 2 Gripanvar cataphracts, and 2 of the Sogdian camel riders. He's got a Persian noble and a Sogdian warrior back here as well. So pretty close. Like the day element infantry again, they're probably they have shield wall, but they can also be kind of aggressive, and the day element warriors are just kind of worse version. So I'm just shooting his cav early. I was trying to target these Sogdian camel riders, but they actually have pretty good armor, so I'm not going to get too much on them early on. Cataphracts as well, but again, they have, 50 armor. Here they have, 53 armor, so not huge targets. Persian Noble, again, 53 armor. So his infantry as well with pretty decent armor, 38 armor, 45 armor, so not really any great targets for my cav. But anyway, since he has these Armenian slingers, I go for the rush, and we're just attacking. I go for an aggressive charge here with my Godin's Chosen and also my Shotcap. My Shotcap gets slinged, so they don't really get a good charge because they get slowed down. But his camels also don't get a good charge for the slingers. So I kind of charge directly in here, trying to get the root charge on the day element warriors. I actually kill the Armenian spear as well, which is good. Now my spears and my infantry can get in the way. My Godin's Chosen is going to run into this cav fight. My Lancer got countercharged by a cataphract, so it kind of got owned. And now these camel riders are also kind of stuck in combat, but you can actually extricate them. You can see like most of the unit here was actually not in melee, so turning around and running away is not going to do too much. Again, Attila, if you just turn and run away while you're in combat, you just lose everything because you have no melee defense. So your units just get insta-killed pretty much. But most of his unit was not actually in combat, so it's probably fine. My Godin's Chosen kind of took a beating from his camel charge, though. Doing a lot. Which is not ideal. Over here, we can see the rotations coming in, and the reason I rushed this flank is because, well, I could have rushed either flank, but I decided to rush you know, where I'm not getting shot in the unshielded side. I'm getting shot in the left slash shielded side. The reason I rush is because there's a rock here, so I figured if he actually wants to rotate this way, it's actually going to take him a long time. Because of the way the units work, and you're very spread out, if you have a very spread out unit, and you think about trying to go past this rock, you have to go all the way around, and all the way back around, and this actually takes a long time. So I figured I don't have that rock, so I can rotate a lot faster. I should get very big numerical superiority over here and quickly. So I decided to just go for that attack. I'll have a lot better infantry support here. I'm just pressuring his slingers. You can see his Armenian slingers that I've been shooting the whole time are almost out of ammo, while my archers have a lot of ammo, so I'm trying to preserve them for late game. You can see I also have a lot of cav in here. I did lose my Lancer immediately, but now his Cataphracts is going to go down, although I will take some extra damage on my Horseman, but now you can see my numbers is helping out a lot here. Also, his Camel Rider getting shot up pretty heavily, but not losing too many men yet. But I get this nice rear charge here, and that should pretty much end this blob. And this is good, because if I end the blobs, I don't have to pull out my cav, you know, everything will die, which means I won't take a lot of losses. And over here, you can see he's finally rotating. He's going to kill off my Germanic Spearman, because he had a lot of units over here. I think his Armenian Spears are technically worse, but he also got a charge. I don't think I see him microing that unit. But over here, dominant victory for my forces. I kind of overcommit here with another charge. I just want to kill off this elite Dialemite infantry if possible without having to pull out my cav so that I can just get out freely. You can see my scale plummet also doing a good job, but I'm taking a lot of cavalry damage here to his slingers. Here his other Sogdian Camel Rider was looking for a charge on my clubs potentially, so I just pull out my cav here just to block. My spears, I also go for a charge on his general here, but he nicely pulls back, and now he tries to cycle into Cataphract. So I decided to just charge his infantry in the back here, because I figure I don't want to charge a Cataphract head on, but if I charge like the rear of this unit, at least I'll kill it off, and some of his Cataphract will get caught. But then I kind of leave myself isolated here. I have so much cav over here, and now they're trying to pull out because I just won the fight, but they're not anywhere close to this link. And now he has one spare cav because I overload this the right flank. He has some extra cav on the left flank, and now he's trying to go after my scale clubmen and potentially even my other units back here, my archers and my Godin's Chosen as well. And he could get a lot of kills if he gets into my archers, which obviously I don't want. My archers are focus firing his cav right now, which is good, but I need to rotate my cav over here ASAP and hope that the Camel Riders don't do too much before then. And maybe the best play was, because they're slowed down right now, when the camels are slowed down like this by the slingers, they actually just have like terrible charge because they have so little speed. You can see, like, look how fucking slow they're moving. But I should have just eaten the charge on my scaled clubman, but instead I try to pull back, and now he realizes he has a chance to just strike my Godin's Chosen here. I try to block with my scaled clubman, but he doesn't really charge them. He just runs through them, and now he just gets a charge. Like, look at this. Right there, he gets a charge at the very end. And then again, right there, he gets some weird charge, a very weird charge. But what ends up happening is he obliterates this archer unit, this archer unit, this archer unit, and the Godin's Chosen. He had like 4 charges in a row by kicking different attack orders, I think. And I didn't rotate cav in time, or they weren't able to get there in time. And these guys are still in range, which is really, really bad for me, because they're just getting shot in the back right now. They need to like run all, you can see his range is all the way up here. They need to like pull back behind that. But now this is really bad, because this camel unit also just runs away before I can get a lot of hits on it. And just starts trampling these units in the back too. So it just got 170 kills in about 2 seconds, which is utterly ridiculous. But the camels have really nice move speed, kind of the same as in Rome 2. So they just fucking own this scale club, and they own my Godin's Chosen, they own half of this scale club, and they killed a fuck ton of archers as well.
Our men flee the field of battle.
Here, he fortunately doesn't get another charge, or I would have been absolutely fucked. But I just charged him anyway. I think they got tagged by this scale club, basically. Now I'm going to start to do some pretty significant damage to it. And it's still not over, although this Godin's Chosen was a really big unit to have in play because it was going to be the way that kill a lot of his spare infantry, whereas you can see, this Godin's Chosen is very low after fighting in this blob, this cavalry blob. His cavalry is kind of dying to my scale club, but now I'm going to countercharge with my cav. This infantry unit is in a good position to just catch a lot of these guys, and they'll win in shield wall pretty easily. And my archers still have a lot of ammo. But other than that, I have this one scaled clubman here that's, pretty healthy, but starting to lose men. He has 2 slingers here, his Persian hurler and an Armenian slinger that were on this link that have a shit ton of ammo, and they can still do a lot. And my general is also another infantry unit that'll be really important here because he has, he's full strength and everything. So this cav unit is going to go tie down his camel units. My archers are still shooting down his cav, and he has a big cavalry advantage right now as well. You can see it's like basically 1, 2, 3 versus my 1, 2 units. So that's not great. Here he just avoids my cav charge, I pull back. I'm going to get my Godin's Chosen into this spear and just kill it off. Now this cataphract is going to go down to my archers, but now the one mistake he makes, or not a mistake, but he commits his general into this fight, which I don't think he needed to do. So I commit my general as a counter charge. Since he's not going to get charged, I say fuck it, I need to get in here and help out this blob, because if I can kill his general, then everything will pretty much just rout. So I'm going to get my general in there, I can pop the brace and everything. I also get my, Godin's Chosen, so this is going to start to be devastating for him. He can't really pull out his general, but he might have to, that might be his best move. Here his cataphract also comes into the rear of my scaled clubmen, but they pretty much all die here before they can do anything, so I'm still pretty healthy, walking into his slingers, trying to stop them from shooting while in shield wall. He does manage to extricate his general with, half the unit or so, actually dropping all the time. I should have been focusing his general instead of this cataphract. If I was focusing his general here, I think I just kill everything, and they break. My general gets countercharged by his Daylight Warriors, so they lose some men. I try to pull out my cav. Over here, you can see his camel rider's dead. My cav is alive, but very low, and might die to his slingers. But at least I've pretty much evened out the cav fight. There is no more cav on the field, which is nice. His general, though, does live with 20 men. You can see the general's not dead. My Godin's Chosen probably gonna die over here, but this is a low spirit unit. I have this scale clubman and this scale clubman, this big one in the center, and my general at 100 men. So, I don't have a great infantry force, but it's okay. He has some slingers with some ammo, but he does have basically elite dynamite, and a Sogdian warrior in the center here. So 3 units that are pretty healthy. I have about 2 units that are healthy. Actually, no, I have about 3 units that are healthy as well. But he also has this big spear unit and his slingers as well. And of course, his slingers are much better in melee than anything I have. And his cav is still, alive technically. So now it's just going to come down to a big endgame fight. You can see these Dynamite Warriors also might come back, which will give him another 50 men. And here I'm just shooting his Dynamite Infantry with heavy shots, which is doing some pretty significant damage, you might say. And his cataphract is going to get a final suicide charge here, just kill off the Scout Clubman, which is, fine. He might try to go for my archers. Now but the other thing is his cav keeps coming back from routing, and I wasn't able to kill them off completely. And this is a huge problem, because now he could potentially get to my archers. If anything gets to my archers, it would be bad. If my archers can just live and continuously shoot his infantry, I should be able to take this, because my general is the best infantry on the field, and, his infantry, I can get some nice shots. But we'll have to see if that's actually going to be possible here. So his cataphract suicides in. I didn't even change to another shot, but I pretty much kill it off with 9 men. But even a single man getting in could do quite a bit of damage to my archer. And that's kind of what happens here. You can see immediately going down about 20 men. So even those cataphract barely getting in. Here I heavy shots his cav again. Cataphract does rout. My spear isn't able to do anything, and his cav just about holds on
running for their lives
to get in here. So this is not good. They were at 260 kills, now they're at, 280, 290, 300, 310, 320, 330. They got there like 80 kills, you could say there, probably, or 50 or 80 kills on my archers, so that's not good. And now he has a sword that breaks through my lines and is going to start pressuring my archers, and this unit hasn't routed yet. So if his general is dead, of course, this unit would already be routed, but he's still alive with some 20 men over there. My Godin's Chosen and my Godin's Warlord are just eating shit up right now, and my archers do manage to survive, but with a lot less men, and they're now pressured by this Daylight Infantry, so I'm just going to shoot it down at close range with heavy shot. My general, unfortunately, amucks away into this fight, which is bad. If he amucks into here, it's much better, because now I can't get rear shot by his hurlers. I'm shooting down his Daylight Warriors, and again, they're not going to break here, though.
Run from the enemy. This is shameful.
Yeah, they're definitely not going to break here. I'm using precision shots to just max shoot them. They are starting to waver. They might rout, but they're not going to fully break. I try to get a last volley in here. I probably shouldn't be using heavy shot because of how long the reload speed is. Here he gets a rear charge with his Sogdian Warriors. So this Scale Club is probably just going to be dead. I have to face one direction or the other, so whatever. But my general's still pretty healthy here, 76 men. This Scale Clubman's probably going to go down to these Armenian Slingers. And now my units have just used precision shot, which again was a mistake. Bad to use precision shot in this game if your archers are about to get chased, because they just can't, they get caught very easily. But whatever, I'm charging my Godin's Chosen into this blob. I'm going to get the counter charge with my general as well. He just comes back from a mucking here, but I'll just, charge back in. It's going to be a very nice charge here. Going to get a big surround wrap around the flank here, which is nice. Archers just trying to shoot down whatever they can, but now his Armenian Slingers will come into play, and they can just chase my archers around, so my archers aren't going to have too much more impact in this game, and it's going to be up to my general to basically kill everything in this blob, which he may or may not be able to do. It would help if he amucks, because then he will be berserk and he'll become fresh, whereas all of his units are exhausted and very tired. But, they're just outnumbered here by a pretty significant margin, of course. Here I'm just trying to shoot down these units, route them, but again, they're not routing, so He's losing some men every once in a while to my archer volleys, but, you know, his Armenian slingers are pursuing. They're winded. I'm exhausted, so they should catch me. I go
One of our
berserk now, so
units has
that's good.
gone
I'll start to win
berserk.
this fight. My code's chosen, though, they're not going berserk for a reason. But you can see they're doing a big number on this fight, and they might end up winning it, but it'll be close. And now his general is just trying to get involved. I tried to just shoot his general here, even though I'm being meleeed. I can still shoot. Get a nice volley in there. Doesn't kill anything, though. Very unfortunate. Only end up getting a couple of kills there, or one kill maybe. And again, I just need his general to die so that the morale is shit. I end up actually killing this blob, but then this unit stays in. And I kind of berserk through it. My unit like berserks through, kind of pulls through, and that loses a lot of men in that melee fight.
Some of the men
And these guys stop wavering. Here I also get some more shots on this general. He's down to 17 men, but my archers are routing. My general died, and I don't have enough here to win, even if my general wins this melee, because he has so many slingers left. He also has his general that could like suicide charge. He has the spear as well. And so I just get another charge. Now I'm exhausted because I'm not berserk anymore, which is terrible, obviously. But there's nothing I can do. So very close game for the first game, but I end up losing. And that one camel that got initially 200 kills in the middle, and then got another 100 kills-ish, maybe 150 kills later on, absolutely spells disaster. I mean, you can see, I mean, 345 kills is utterly ridiculous. And I quickly came to realize, like, you can't give these camel dudes anything, or they will just fuck you up. They need to be countercharged by cav. They're not any good against cav. They don't have spears, but when they're infantry killers, like absolutely devastating against infantry. They have very high health, so they don't take a lot of damage, and they can do exactly what he did against me there and just romp through infantry units. So next Riscos, and I felt a bit more comfortable taking 5 archers. I didn't want to take 5 archers on the previous map because of the hill and stuff, and I was just like, it's a bit risky. 5 archers this time, and most of the rest is the same, so I basically change out the Germanic levy for an extra archer. And I was thinking, yeah, my archers are actually doing a lot, especially in the late game. It forces him to get aggressive, and if I just pay more attention to the camel riders, I should be okay. But he also changed his army, which I was a bit surprised. Didn't really expect that. He has a Zidon and Mortal Cav here, which are really fun. Medium HA, and they have, 25 ammo, 49 fucking damage. Like, this is a very nice unit, good melee stats, all the usual stuff for elite HA. So that's very cool. They'll be annoying, I guess, but it also costs a lot of money, so that's going to reduce his something else quality. And it's not as cav because he's exactly the same cav force: 2 Sogdian camel riders, 2 Kripanvar, and the Persian noble gen. So it's his infantry that's going to suffer, and he has some Armenian spears up front still. 2 and 2 essentially, 2 Armenian spears and 2 shitty cheap spears. He has 4 Armenian slingers this time, so he just goes for a lot more Armenian slinger power, or 1 more Armenian slinger at the cost of the 2 Persian hurlers. And the Armenian slingers did great for him last game, so no surprise there. But his infantry is pretty shit. It's just all Dialamite warriors. I think 6 of them, or actually only 5 Dialamite warriors. So I don't have any worries about infantry. Like, I'm not gonna lose the infantry fight under any circumstances, pretty much. So I just have to watch out for the HA, and watch out for his cav again. Try to, of course, like, my cav can, match up 1-for-1 against his cav. I just have to make sure I don't, like, use out my cav early, like, overuse them and get them injured or out of the fight. Here he's just going to shoot my archers, I guess. He goes for this weird-ass melee attack, which I should be ready for, and I was, like, microing this unit away, and I realized he's, like, committing. So I have to turn back, but he's going to get a clean charge here on my archers, and that will pretty much, own this unit, of course. But he also stays in a bit, so he's going to lose quite a few archers to my, or horse archers, sorry, to my shock cav, which is a decent exchange. Not great, obviously I shouldn't have let this happen in the first place, but you can see he loses about 15 men here.
Our men have given up and are
And my
running for
archer
their
unit
lives.
loses about 70 men, so not the worst thing in the world, but not ideal by any means. Actually, loses exactly 50 men, and this unit will come back. So at least my screening unit is alive. And if you actually do cost efficiency wise, losing about, let's say, half of a Germanic archer that costs 250, that's 125. If you lose a fourth of a unit that costs, like, let's say 950, might be more, right? Might be slightly more. So maybe cost effective wise, this is just okay, even though I don't really like the trade, but it is what it is. So yeah, I'm immediately flanking. I'm just gonna attack on the flank here, and just try to trade cav down essentially. That's pretty much my base plan. I know my infantry will win, so if I just make sure I charge my cav into his cav, shoot them with my archers, and then charge my infantry, and I should be fine. Go and chosen out on the flank here. I can see he might try to go for a charge here, so I'm just gonna have my shock cav lead the way. My spears on this flank were better, so I know I'm gonna win the spear war over here. I didn't want to fight him on this flank. Here I'm just gonna YOLO charge into his camel rider. He kind of escapes, but now I'm just gonna second charge this blob. So actually it ends up being a very nice charge for me because I'm gonna block this Super Panvar Cataphract charge, wasn't really great. It came from like the side, my unit came from the other side. I hit his Dynamite Warrior, and here you can see my Noble Dramatic Horsemen are out here to stuff under a charge, but they have been owned by Slinger Fire. You can see them, they ran very close in range, so they took a lot of fucking damage. They're not great there, and you can already see that's kind of my plan, is to keep my cav alive, and I'm not doing a great job. However, this Cataphract is about to get countercharged by my Golden Chosen, so that's pretty good. And I'm also busting through the center aggressively. My Scale Clubmen are in. You know, my spears are breaking through, pushing back his slingers. I'm shooting his Persian noble. All this is good. He also tries to sacrifice charge again with his Zidane Immortal Cav. This time I'm much more ready for it though, and I just insta-kill it with my Noble Germanic. So that's really good. Getting his HA out the field, I don't have to worry about them for the rest of the game. That's cool. I mean, they might come back after routing here, but they're very low. My Cataphract, I just pull it out, and his Grip Panvar is also low. But you can see his Stockton Camel Rider is very healthy, whereas I've lost most of 2 cav. Here he went again, he was looking for a charge, I tried to countercharge him. Okay, shut up. Fucking announcer. He tried to go for like an aggressive play here, I tried to stuff it, but he nicely retreated. He's using these camels really well, he's just using their speed and mobility on the turn to like evade my cav, and then I get caught on his spears a little bit. They get, you know, a few kills on my cav, so I'm depleting my cav forces more than I would have liked. His Armenian spears again winning on the flank here, but I'm decisively winning in the center, and I'm also shooting up his cav aggressively, so that's good. Trying to get back into the cav battle. But his Persian nobles, you know, they have good health, they'll live for a while. His cav, actually no, the immortal cav is off the field for good, so no worry about that. No, not worry about that. Here I break his cataphract as well. I see again he's going to try to go for a charge here, and there's nothing I can do. They berserk this way, so I'm trying to, you know, at least I can countercharge him with my shock cav. But he's going to get a killer charge into my Golden Chosen there. Very nice charge. I countercharge it with 2 units, just trying to get these guys off the field. He tries to run away, which is actually going to be really bad for him. Although he does get out eventually. And doesn't take too many losses. So, again, he hits my Golden Chosen for a good, you know, 50 kills. And then countercharges here, which is nice. But in the center, okay, here it goes again. And again, you can see I don't have any cav for this charge, so I really am kind of losing the plot here. Here I tried to, you know, I countercharged his cataphract, but of course my Lancer's always going to lose that engagement. So I'm down quite significantly on cav. I only have this 1 unit pretty much left, and these guys, which are, you know, in melee, they'll be able to escape with some men left, but it'll be pretty devastating. I'm trying to see where my general's at. I don't see him, to be fair. Oh, he's over here. Okay, yeah. So, there's just like a line battle going on here, but he just decides to go for kind of a chaos play. He just runs through my Scale Club and says, fuck it, I'm going in. Now he's going to go after my archers, and I realize, okay, I have to deal with this. My shock cap comes back from routing, which is good. I'm just running my spear at him, but he says, fuck it, I'll just recharge this Scale Clubman. This Golden Chosen's over here killing off a Daylight Warrior, but he gets a nice charge into the Scale Clubman, like steady and everything. Fortunately, kind of gets a little stuck, but it doesn't matter. They'll keep running, and they're just out. In and out like the fucking burger place. But at least in the center, my cav here is winning. Here he gets a really bad charge because of the slinger diff into my Germanic Horseman, which is good because I'm about to break this unit and then I can get into this fight, and my Germanic Horseman might still be alive for that. Over here, he's trying to kill off my Godin's unit, which is working. I send my last good cav unit into the fight here to chase down his general, and I'm just going to cause chaos here. So I know I'm going to about to get into this fight, and this Camel Rider will pretty quickly go down, even against the Noble Germanics. Again, they really suck against cav. His shock cav is pretty low here as well. His other Camel Rider is pretty healthy, and he's creating chaos. Like, he has this advantage over here where I have no cav, so he can just get behind, rear charge, all that jazz. But over here, I'm, you know, doing the same thing, right? I have full Scale Clubman here, full Scale Clubman here. My general's full. I have like majority of my archers are, you know, alive and healthy over here. I just lost that 1 archer that he charged early in the game, and his infantry is collapsing quickly on this flank. All he has left is 1 and then 2 Daylight Warriors, right? So it's not like he has a whole lot of infantry, but he does have a big cav advantage, and he can easily start to even out the infantry fight by recharging here with this cav, which is exactly what he's going for, of course. But I'm trying to counterattack with my healthiest cav unit, a unit that he really can't contest, by charging into his slingers here, just trying to get some counter initiation. My general, unfortunately, berserks away from the fight here, which I really would like him to commit down the line here. But that action makes me pull back my cav, but he actually starts berserking in the right direction. But now I'm like, okay, I'm already winning up the center here. I'll run forward with my Godin stuff and just like attack, keep my cav in reserve to counteract this, unit here because I know it's the only one that can cause a lot of damage. So I just start focus firing it. And of course, my Godin's chosen over here was isolated. It's going to go down to his general. That's pretty much just nothing I could do about it. But if I can kill off this cav, then at least I'll have, some cav left for his gen, and my archers, of course, as well. But his slingers are just causing mass destruction on my Germanics here. Absolutely owning them. But at least I'm starting to get in here with my Scale Clubman, pushing him back. I kill his Camel Rider here as well. And now at least I'm busting onto his slingers, forcing them out of the fight. And you can see his infantry is all dead at this point. He has a small-ass unit here and a small-ass unit here, and this unit which is just stuck in combat against the Scale Clubman. But I have a couple of cav units left. His cataphracts are finally going down. He gets a nice charge into my general here, but I'm just going to shoot him back for that. And there's so many units around here, that's not a big deal. My spears are just chasing his general around. Godin's chosen, just getting into his day element. Again, these guys have insane morale. They're never going to break, so they can actually just break these day element warriors on the effective morale, and that's morale alone. His Armenian slingers have quite a bit of ammo left, though, and they can do a lot on my general. They can do, not so much on my Scale Clubman, but they can do a lot on my general, who is just a mucking, right? So he should get some free shots here. So I decided I have to chase these slingers down. His general comes in for an attack on my rear here, so I had to sacrifice my cav, and I'm like, oh shit, I might just lose my archers here, because his general's gonna kill my unit, and then can kill my archers. I have this other shock cav here, which I'm trying to just chill with, get it fresh, but it just routes.
Breaking off.
Here, I charge my last cav unit into his cataphractus to tie it down for my Scale Clubman to kill it off. And now at least my general's pretty safe for now, because he's so far away, and my Clubman can go catch his, his Armenian slingers, or at least try to. Now he's going for my archers, so I just have to do the right thing, which is just spread out. I thought he might recharge me here, so I just pull out my Scale Clubman. And I'm just going to split my archers up, so at the very least, his general's going to take a long time to kill all these units. Oh, this cav actually came back. I don't think I recognized that. It would have been so nice to just charge it in there and suicide charge. So here I'm just like, okay, as long as you're not shooting my general, I don't really care what's happening. Here is because the Sogdian Camel Riders just nuke my archer units here again. But they're, yeah, they're just nuking them. But they're losing men slowly but surely. And my archers keep coming back from routing. You see, I just run this archer as far away as I can. And here, his infantry is finally going down. I think the mistake he makes here is using his ammo on the Scale Clubman. I think he should just run away with his slingers and try to get to my general. Another suicide charge into my general here. I use Brace here to try to do max damage here, but you can see he's just like cycle charging my gen. My archer comes back though and starts kind of owning the cav with archer fire. But you can see they're just not dying very quickly. He doesn't get a great charge though, and that pretty much settles it. They charge into my archer, but they're pretty much dead at this point. My archer, you can see my other archer came back out one volley and then routed again. He almost is catching this unit, but it's taking his general a long time to do that. And now I'm killing pretty much everything else off. So my heavy infantry advantage is paying off. And I'm keeping some archers alive. Though his general will be a big threat. I mean, he's almost out of slinger ammo. You can see he's pretty much out of ammo. At this point, I decided there's no point in chasing. I just need to halt. And so you can see I'm going to go face him and then halt. And just rest. Because I want, by the time his general gets all the way back to the fight, he's going to be exhausted. I want my units to be fresh, if possible. So he can't take an immediate fight. My archer is alive, so my archers here can shoot his general down as well. These Godin's chosen can just kill off the spear with the Scale Clubman. Of course, his general can come impact this fight, but at least it'll give me time to rest. Of course, he can always rest his general, but at least, at that point, he'll hopefully be out of ammo. This guy's out of ammo, this guy has one volley left, and this guy's out of ammo, right? So all I have to watch out for is this unit to shoot me, and he only has one volley to kill as much from my general as he can, which, of course, could be pretty significant, but maybe not, I don't know. I just popped steady here because I was getting shot at, and it buffs my missile block chance. And so, okay, I win the fight here. My archer comes back from routing, and even if he kills my general here, I feel like he's going to have a tough time to win this. But you never know, because the Armenian slingers can do something in melee, the morale can crumble. But, his general is not the best unit in melee, and he's already getting shot at. Again, this is the difference. He's exhausted, or very tired, so it's going to be pretty hard for him to get all the way over here without, taking losses to my archers and stuff. He's going for my general. It's pretty obvious here. He wants to try to snipe him and then attack. Here I get into his Armenian slinger, so kill that off. And now he just goes for my general. I pop rapid advance to just like get the fuck out of there. He almost catches it. I pop brace here. I just let my spear get charged. I let my spear get charged, and I just like YOLO charge his general. Because I'm like, even if my general dies on the charge here, his general's gonna die, and my infantry should clean this up, even if the general goes down. Fortunately, he does not go down on the charge. His general's still 29 men, but now he can't really pull out, or he's just gonna get owned. Which is good. My Godin's chosen are just like, keeping this guy tied down. He doesn't have ammo. I think if he just keeps his ammo, yeah, I'm not sure why he went so aggressive. I really think the play here was to wait until the general got back, rested him, just move your slingers where they still have like 3 or 4 volleys left all the way around, and then just go for a snipe on the general, and as soon as the general dies, your fresh general just commits and tries to mass route things with rear shots, rear attacks, whatever, with your slingers. I think that was the play. But he went for, like, I think he used his ammo, like, unnecessarily, and everything routes. So 1-1, but very close game. You can see, again, the camel rider is just doing ungodly damage. I countered one pretty well, but the other one just, like, got through my lines. And when they're just unaccounted for behind my lines, they just own things. His horse archer got 164 kills, but really pretty low value kills, like archer kills. And it doesn't even get a chevron, so I'm not sure that was worth it. Archer's got pretty bad kills on my side, but again, he doesn't really have any super obvious archer targets, like nothing with super low armor, so it's kind of tough with archers. You're mainly using them late game to make sure cav are kind of countered, because late game when the cav HP is a bit lower, if they get in range, they can just get massacred by the archers with their bonus versus cav on the flaming arrows. Infantry, of course, did really well against his really shitty infantry. And then you can see even by Godin Chosen, they got kind of charged by his cav, but they still got a lot of kills before that. General did well. But kind of fortunate again that my general didn't die. There's a chance that if my general died to his like slinger fire earlier in the game, I would have mass routed. But you know, it is what it is. But anyway, it goes to a decisive game 3, so that should be interesting. And I kind of figured he wouldn't take the, you know, the HA, sorry, sort of thinking that's out of the question to do anything for him. His infantry got massacred. And again, as long as I can keep tabs on his cav, I felt like I would be winning. But again, it's just make sure I don't overuse the cav. The big mistake I made last game was letting my cav get shot by the slingers, like super hardcore, which was a big mistake. So my army is exactly the same. We're going to run Criscos again, so no point to not take the 5 archers. I got the 3 spears up front, same army, you know, same army, everything like that. He has Armenian spear, Persian levy, Persian levy, Persian levy. So really shitty spears. And I always think in Attila, it's a big advantage to have the spear advantage, because you can just walk forward with your spears and win the first fight, and now you can never get charged frontally, right? You can always just take a frontal engagement if your spears are better. Whereas if your spears are worse, you have to create action on the flanks to, you know, mitigate that. If you just walk into the spears with your spears and lose, that's not good. If you just charge your infantry into the spears, you get countercharged by their infantry, so that's not good. So having the spear advantage is definitely nice. He has more camels this time. He has 1, 2, 3 camel raiders, only 1 Gripanvar, generals again Persian noble, and now he has some Daylimit warrior and elite Daylimit warrior. So elite, 2 Daylamites, so 4 elite Daylamites, 2 Daylamites, and his slinger compo is 3 Persian hurler, 3 Armenians, and 2 Persian hurlers. So this army is reminiscent of the first game, except more camel raiders. I mean, I think he just saw the camel raiders doing so well that he was like, well, this is pretty straightforward what I have to do. And so now it's pretty much on me to stop that from happening, which is just basically keep my cav a bit more passive, so they can countercharge him. As long as my cav can countercharge his camel raiders, they can't do shit. They're purely anti-infantry units. Here, I don't want to shoot his Armenians. Again, it's just like a complete waste of time. If he shoots my archers down with the Armenians, I'm willing to take that trade, because they're going to run out of ammo pretty fast. They won't kill that many archers. They'll probably kill like 1 or 2 archers off completely if he uses all his ammo, but that's completely worth it for me, I think. Because the Armenian slingers have been owning my cav. I don't really have a target. Again, my archers aren't really valuable early game, so that's what it is. Here we take a trade, Armenian spear and Germanic spear trade. I think my units actually have better stats, but it's very close, so this is going to be a close fight. Do you have a better charge? No, same charge. I have better defense, worse armor. Pretty similar anyway. So it's going to be a close fight. I'm going to rush the left flank here this time. Immediately just walking up to shoot his cav. He kind of realizes that early on. And just rotates to the flank here. I guess he didn't run away, which is good. So some early damage is nice. You can see I get my guys in the shield wall, but then they glitch. The shield wall glitches, which is unfortunate. So I have to go out of shield wall again, and then back into shield wall. This was a fucking disaster, nightmare. But he gets it, so his elite Daylamites are going to get into this fight first, which is not great for me. Here you can see I'm out on the flank here. He's shooting actually my Godin Chosen, which is a good shot, good choice. And here I'm just like, fuck it, I'm going to go for it on the flank here. Just attack. Because I don't want to get shot at. I don't want to like sit back really. And just eat all of his Armenians. So I just say, fuck it, I'm going to take this YOLO crazy charge into his unit. I get Javelin and everything, but it's not really a big deal. I have my other cav unit. I'm a bit slow to actually See, I countercharged him here with my cav because I was worried that he was going to just charge my Godin's Chosen. But you can see I insta-kill this unit, which is nice. And now I have my cav rotating over. My archers on this flank aren't really doing anything. My spears on this flank really aren't doing anything. Whatever, they're Persian levy, I'm going to win. Center fight is close, but I should win that. He's shooting down my Germanic archers. Actually, they might be getting killed in melee here. So now I decide to go for an interesting play. I decide to just go rear charge this unit and just cause chaos with my cav. And again, this is really kind of risky because I'm already losing my first cav that went for an aggressive attack. Now I might lose a second cav here. And a lot of units are not in play, so if I just go down too much cav before I can get a huge infantry advantage, it might be kind of risky. But my plan is hopefully to A, kill the spear with my units coming in here, kill this unit, and then go for his slingers, because this flank will be completely empty, so I can rush support in here. Now, as Camel Warriors are using Rapid Advance, they're going to go for my Godin's Chosen here, so I'm running away. And they might just make it. Now, fortunately, oh, it's close, it's super close. At this point, I'm just saying, fuck it, I'm gonna run away. They get shot in the back by slingers, and that's the only reason they don't really get in. But you can see, fortunately for me, he doesn't get a good charge there. Still gonna kill a few men for the impact damage, but not a good charge. He got the speed penalty as well, and again, when they get the speed penalty, they really suck. And now he tries to run away here, which is just gonna be disastrous. He has killed off my cav pretty cleanly over here, though. And this cav not gonna do too much better, but they get a nice rear charge into the Elite Dalemites, and now they can countercharge the slingers here. Which is very nice. And I'm going to get a lot of kills on this cab, but his rapid advance is going to help him get out. You can see he's getting rear shot. He's losing quite a few men. This is all good. And this cab actually makes it pretty healthy. I thought it was going to take a lot more damage. Still 43 men. Going to get into his slingers here. Got, you know, a good amount of kills on his Dalemites, so this unit's going to win. Here, this is Scale Clubman versus Elite Dalemites. Shield Wall versus no shield. No, Shield Wall versus Shield Wall, but I should be better there. And now, okay, here comes, again, the camel attack, and this is the one thing I have to look out for. I'm a bit far, but I do have a spear unit here. Again, he's shown that he can just walk through my units, so I have to be careful about that. This unit's pretty much going down, but he's countercharging with his Griphanvar, so this is going to be deadly, but I can take this charge because I have my Godin's Chosen right here. So I'm going to lose this Noble Germanic Horse, but I'm going to countercharge with my Godin's Chosen. And here, okay, he goes for the spear, he goes through the spear pretty much here, pretty much gets a lot of kills on it. Goes for the rear charge on these units, but my spears at least are kind of getting some quick kills on the camel riders. This is huge because he tries to go for the rear charge on me here. So he gets a nice rear charge here, but it's not great again, and he's already getting shot at by like my entire archer force. So this is really nice. This wasn't as bad as it could have been. My cav here prevents any further attacks pretty much. Over here, big cav fight going down. I got a nice charge into his slingers, but didn't really amount to much. Another cav unit has to get committed. So let's count the cav now. He has. Yeah, this cav is pretty depleted. We'll see how much it has in a second, but this is a full unit. His general's full. Griphanvar, again, they're in melee, so it's hard to say. They probably can't retreat. And this unit's 36 men, whereas I have a full lancer here, a full cav engaged here, and that's and some depleted cav here. So he's up essentially this cav unit and whatever remains of this cav unit after everything is said and done. So we'll see how much those men are actually, how many are actually alive. Again, these guys are getting focused pretty hard. Again, he tries to go for something, and now here I'm going to get a nice charge through his lines because he's rounding here, and I just tag this unit. So again, not a great charge, but it does hit him a little bit. And the good thing is, this unit's going to go down. He's killing a good amount of kills on my Scale Clubman, though. Going to win that fight in his favor, but that's okay, because my infantry is already dominating the other flank here. I've already killed off this Scale Clubman, and here, this Shock Cav unit will countercharge him again, just not letting him get through to my archers here. Here he goes for another charge here, and he almost gets through, but you can see how much focus I'm giving this unit. He's going to get into my archers a little bit here, my general's going to get away, and now this guy's going to get completely bogged down, and that's going to be disastrous because that unit is going to go down. Here again, I still have a unit free to countercharge his camels here, so perfect countering of his camels, and his general's in no position to do anything, so the trade's coming through on this fight, and now we can see kind of the end position. These units are both going to pretty much be dead. I'm going to have my Noble Germanics at 60 men potentially. He's going to have his general at 60 men. So because of his, he went for the aggression with the camels, but this time was a little bit more ready for it. I had some spears, I was focusing with the archers, and I had just enough cav to prevent like mass damage from the camels. They're still going to get decent kills, but you can see 136, he doesn't really get into many of my archers, just that one. And, of course, his other camel rider here is going to kill off what's left of this Godin's Chosen, but now the archer fire can come in. And again, if his general tries to go for anything, my better Noble Germanic Horse will just push him out. He has a lot of slingers left, he has some spears left, but he does not have a lot of infantry left. I wouldn't say I have the most infantry left either, but again, my general is super powerful. So general at full strength, Scale Clubman at full strength, Godin's Chosen at almost full strength. Scale Clubman 80 men, Scale Clubman 89. So essentially all I've lost is one Scale Clubman and one Godin's Chosen, I think. Let's just see, one skilled, two scaled, yeah, three scaled. Yeah, I lost the one Scale Clubman. Actually, it's still alive. It's over here. It's going down though. And then this Godin Chosen is almost dead. So I haven't really lost any infantry. Some spears have gone down, of course, but he's lost a lot of infantry. He has two elite Daylamites and one Daylamite warrior. So he's lost two elite Daylamites. He's lost half of his infantry, and he has some spears left as well. But I have a huge infantry advantage. His ammo is much worse. Look at the ammo on my archers. It's like almost full. Here I'm just going to shoot down his cataphracts with my archers. I don't want to take a charge if I don't have to, but kind of end up doing that anyway. Probably not great, but the unit was really low anyway. I'd rather keep this archer alive, has a lot of ammo. And now I'm just going to form a wall here. I'm trying to tag his slinger, but you can see they're almost out of ammo. My archers are shooting down this camel rider, so he has a little bit of a camel rider left here too, but I have a little bit of a shock cav left here. Actually, it's 30 men, so it's not a huge deal. Unfortunately, I get a bad shield wall here, but his unit's also in shield wall, so it's not like he's going to wrap around. I think this might be okay for me. His general is going to get a nice charge into my Scale Clubman here, but I'm actually okay to sacrifice this unit, because essentially what I'm thinking now is my general is going to win the infantry war for me with, with my remnant forces here. I should win this central fight. Maybe not, maybe a little close, but, this fight's close. Also getting some kills on the Armenian slingers. My cav, so he goes for my units in the center, so I'm going to counter kill this unit on the flank, where I think I'll take less fire. As you can see, all of my archers are just shooting this blob. So I want to trade down cavalry like this. I don't want to, I could trade directly, of course, that would be fine too. But I'm going to get a free kill here, where he's not in range at all. So I'm going to get a nice, clean rear charge here. Focus fire his general down. Yes, I'll lose some infantry. He actually doesn't lose too many men, but that's the HP, because this unit was completely, full HP. And now I have my general here with my shock cav. And I can use my shock cav to sacrifice against any potential aggressive charges from his noble. He actually does get his cav in here, his camel rider. Gonna get some good kills on my Godin's warlord actually. Sacrifice, he just goes for the YOLO, commit everywhere charge, get as much kills as he can before they go down with the impact damage, but they're gonna go down regardless. And now he has a weird engagement here where my units are like behind, so he gets another charge. Now this point I'm like, oh shit, this actually might be kind of bad because I'm taking a huge amount of damage. But the thing is, my guys are still winning this fight because of this frontal unit, and he's taking a lot of damage. It's starting to affect his numbers as well. So now I just need to reform. All he has over here are shitty spears, not really a problem. His general is just taking fire all the time. He goes to recharge another fight, so he's getting a lot of impact here for sure. But he's just losing so many men, and I'm not too worried about the melee fight because if my archers are alive with this much ammo, they can shoot the melee units. If my general's alive, it's only 80 men, so it's not huge, but it should be enough, I think, because none of these units are quite so healthy, right?
Some of the men have gone berserk.
All he has is some spears here. Here, I'm just going to commit into his spears. Again, he's trying to shoot my archer down, essentially. This Scale Clubman wins decisively, so now it's a huge unit for the endgame as well. And this unit alone should be able to clean up the infantry. What he's trying to do now is bypass my infantry and go pressure my archers so that he can commit and shoot down my general with his slingers and maybe his general as well. So I'm just going to pull back my units, again, reform, take my general into this fight. These Persian levies shouldn't really amount to much against the shock cav charge. It's a weird-ass charge, though. It's a terrible charge. So that's not good. But my scout clubs are coming on the way here. So I switch. My scout clubman will fight here, and my cav will just charge. And this is maybe not great, but his general's also pretty low, and he can never really approach me with his general, or he'll just die. I probably should keep my general alive here, though, or my cav alive here, though. But here I'm going to walk into range and just shoot a volley into his gen. And again, he's trying to shoot down. He's trying to kill my Godin's Chosen, but they're not dying one dude. And so he's going to take a lot of damage from his gen here, down to 20 men. And now it's just about trades. And again, this full-scale clubman is, probably enough. My general's also owning now, getting into the fray. Lost a lot of men to their slinger fire, but there's almost no ammo left. I mean, he should be able to kill my general if he focuses all his ammo on it. But again, that should be okay. As long as these scale clubmen are alive, they can kill everything in the endgame. But again, his Armenian slingers will be good in melee, and they're not going to be able to shoot. I can't shoot them down. They have like
men have given up and are running for their lives.
Good armor and good shields, so there's no point in shooting them down. But if I shoot everything else down, my scout clubman will, murder Armenian slingers all day. And I think if his Armenian slingers were not exhausted, again, he uses precision shot. If he didn't use precision shot, I think he might have a chance to just try to catch my archers before I can do too much. But you can see my scout clubmen are decisively winning the melee fight. And his ammo, he's trying to shoot my general, but his spears are just routing. His Persian hurlers do not make much of a threat in melee. Actually, they could probably kill my archers in melee, but not decisively or anything. Shooting down his dilemma infantry, pulling my archers back, just keeping them alive again. They're fresh, he's exhausted, so I have really good mobility right now. My general is running away. But I think
Our
at this
men
point,
run from the enemy.
I decided not
This
to
is
run away. I don't think I
shameful.
can actually run away from his slingers, so I think I just decided to commit this way. Here, I'm trying to go for this unit, but I'm never going to catch them. My scout club are doing that for me. So I think the best play for me was, he has this one elite infantry over here, so you can see I decided to just, first I just had to face him, and then I'm like, well, I might as well run over here and destroy this infantry before my general just goes, bites the dust. And then again, I still have this big infantry unit over here, no problem, to kill all the remaining melee units. These dramatic archers are kind of getting kited. I'm shooting the Persian hurlers in the back, trying to just rout them. And the Iranian slingers, you can see they don't have great melee
Our
stats.
general has fallen.
My general does go down to slinger fire, and that is pretty much wavering my my scout clubmen here. But their morale is 2. An awesome 2 morale, so they're not breaking. My general's on the way. He says, you know, whatever, I'm gonna die, but you're out of ammo, so I'm not gonna lose any more men. They can kill this fight off. And my scout clubmen recharging the Armenian slingers, or fighting my archers. I get
Enemy
some
units
shots
have been
into
rallied.
his general. He popped steady, but he also turned his back, so I don't think that really did
The men
anything.
have thrown down their weapons and are
I just
fleeing.
ignore this. I just ignore this Persian hurler. I just keep shooting the general, even though I'm gonna get rear attacked, and that should do some damage. Kills one dude, epic. So my archer goes down, but my general is in a good spot. He's out of ammo completely, and I can just sit here and probably win. Now, it's important for my general to actually win this fight, but again, with everything exhausted, and he only being tired, he's going to really do a lot of damage in these fights. My scout clubmen are losing nothing to Armenian slingers. They're just way better. Shooting down the Persian hurlers, because they're the only thing that I can actually do damage to with my missiles. Again, shooting the Armenian slingers is pretty useless. These guys are actually low HP. It might have been worth to shoot them. But they're exhausted, so their melee stats are essentially null. His general is off the field. He routed, actually. And any second now, you should get the general fled penalty. Maybe it doesn't say it on there. I don't know. These guys also scare, so they're, you know, morale debuff. So it's actually kind of killing the general off here. If they berserk, that would be perfect, and they do. And all of a sudden, you know, they're fresh. They're, you know, 20 men. They can still do a lot of damage here. Just tagging the units that are, you know, trying to fight me. I'll just go into melee against them. My archers can lose some men. That's okay. Here I'm shooting this Persian Armenian slinger, sorry, because he had ammo left. So I thought he might be able to do some morale damage and rout units, but turns out not being a problem. And my general starts to just rack up the kills here against these tired units. He's going to go down, but again, 109 men here, you're not really going to deal with that. And we can just skip to the end here because here I just shoot and then go into melee. Again, he's exhausted. There's really nothing he can really do in melee against me. I mean, his fights will take forever because no one has any attack, but he had missed his feet. And very, very close series, down to the absolute wire. But you can see, finally, I kind of counteracted his cav a bit better. Still got some good kills, but so did my cav, some of my cav as well. And the infantry, again, just at my advantage. One good shows in not getting a huge impact, but a lot of cavalry kills, so that's okay. General and the scout club and really coming in clutch here. Archers getting some good kills in the late game. 2 of them got kind of like destroyed early on by a cav charge, but whatever. And overall, just like his cav didn't have enough impact. They had big impact, but not quite enough to overcome the massive infantry and missile advantage I had. I mean, I guess the missile advantage was kind of subdued when he had 5 slingers, but you can see his Armenian slingers didn't do too much, because they just run out of ammo so fast. You have to really conserve their ammo if you want them to do good, because they'll kill shit in the late game. But anyway, GG's. Thought this was a close series, so I might as well commentate it. Maybe we'll have some stuff from the last 2 rounds as well, but probably not. I mean, maybe, I don't know. Have to be something good. But anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the rare Attila commentary. GG's. To Alexander is a close fight, and see you guys in the next one. Peace.